My beloved child, there are seasons in life that make your heart wonder why certain people arrive so gently, only to quietly disappear like morning mist, fading beneath the first light of dawn. You once believed that if a connection was truly sincere, it would remain forever. But not every bird I send is meant to build its nest within your life. Some souls are sent only to carry a brief ray of light, enough to illuminate the hidden corners you had never dared to face before. And once what needed to awaken within you has awakened, they continue on their own journey. This does not mean you have been abandoned. It simply means that I am guiding every step of your life with a hand far greater than what your eyes can see. I know there are nights when you sit in silence, remembering someone who once brought peace to your heart. You wonder what you did wrong for that presence to no longer remain. But listen to me with the deepest part of your soul. Not every separation is a punishment. Some departures are the way I expand your spirit so that you may learn to love without possessing, to remember without despair, and to keep walking without losing the light within yourself. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, as it is written in Romans 8:28. Even the moments when your heart trembles with disappointment, I am quietly turning them into seeds of wisdom and maturity. My child, not everyone who enters your life carries peace with them. Some arrive like a strong wind, stirring up the dust you thought had long settled. Some bring heartache, tears, and the painful realization of wounds you have tried to hide beneath a calm smile. Yet, even that, I do not allow without purpose. For many times, your soul only truly begins to seek me after the things you once clung to have been taken away. If you had never tasted emptiness, perhaps you would never have learned to long for my eternal presence. If everything had always unfolded according to your desires, perhaps you would never have bowed your head to pray with all your heart. Remember the story of the Samaritan woman at the well. Her life carried brokenness and the judgmental gaze of others. She had encountered many people and walked through many incomplete relationships. Yet none had truly satisfied the thirst within her soul. Until one day, beneath the burning midday sun, I sat beside the well and called her near, not with condemnation, but with a love that saw through every wound. I told her, "Whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst again." In that very moment, the woman whom life had left, weary and worn, began to understand that what she lacked was not another human being to cling to, but the living water that comes from heaven itself. Do you see? My child, many people pass through your life only to lead you closer to the sacred well where I have been waiting for you all along. There may be times when you deeply miss someone who has walked away, but if they had remained forever, you might never have discovered the strength I placed within you. I do not want you to live completely dependent upon a finite hand while forgetting that it is I who truly holds your life. That is why, at times, I allow one door to close so that you will stop standing before what has already passed and begin lifting your eyes toward the future I am opening before you. Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. As written in Isaiah 43:19. Do not believe that everything leaving your life is a loss. Some things must depart so your soul can have room for something greater to enter. And there will come a day when you look back upon everything with wiser and more mature eyes. You will realize that some people were sent to teach you gentleness. Some helped you understand the value of faithfulness. Some taught you forgiveness. And some entered your life only to reveal that your heart needed healing before it could truly love in the right way. No encounter is ever completely meaningless while I remain present within the journey. Even the tears you once wished to forget, I have treasured like precious jewels within my hands. My beloved child, do not fear the changing seasons of life. Leaves must fall for a new season to begin. The sunset must close so that the dawn may rise. And sometimes, certain people must pass through your life like brief visitors so that your heart may learn to seek what is eternal, rather than cling only to what is temporary. I have never stopped being beside you in any moment of your life. When others turned away, I remained there. When you felt forgotten, I still called your name with tenderness. When your heart grew confused amidst life's changes, I quietly continued leading you forward like a shepherd walking ahead of his flock. Do not allow pain to close your heart. Do not turn disappointment into a wall that prevents you from loving again. I did not create your heart to live in fear. I created it to know hope, to trust, and to open itself to the light. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. As written in Matthew 5-8, a heart that remains gentle, even after being wounded, is a beautiful miracle in my eyes. So today, instead of asking why they left, try asking me what you were meant to learn from that encounter. For sometimes, the most sacred part is not found in how long someone stayed, but in how your soul was transformed after they passed through your life. And then you will understand, every path I allow to cross yours carries a meaning far deeper than temporary emotions. No one passes through your life by accident. No moment exists outside of my loving plan. And through all those changes, I remain the one who never leaves you, my beloved child. There are times when someone turns away and leaves without giving you even a final word. And it is that silence that wounds your heart more deeply than rejection itself. I know that feeling. I see the nights when you lie awake, wondering where you went wrong, what you lacked, or why a connection that once warmed your heart could disappear so quickly. But today, I want you to stop seeing that departure as a cold door being slammed shut. What you call an ending is often only the turning of a page in the book I am writing with my eternal love and wisdom for your life. No silence within your journey is meaningless. Even the words left unspoken and the farewells left unfinished. I am still using all of them to create something good within your soul. You often believe that beautiful things must last forever to have meaning. But look at the first rains of the season. They do not remain in the sky forever. Yet those few brief drops awaken dry ground back to life. In the same way, there are people I send into your life for only a short season to awaken a part of your soul that has long been asleep. They may not stay long enough to walk the entire journey beside you, but their presence has already fulfilled what I intended through them. Some teach you how to open your heart again after years of being closed off. Some make you realize that you need healing. Some help you understand that your heart is still capable of love. And there are also those through whose leaving I teach you that true peace cannot be found in the hands of a limited human being, but in me, the one who never changes. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. As written in Psalm 118:8, I do not say this so that you will stop loving others. I simply want you to remember that if you build all your peace upon another person, then when they leave, your soul will easily collapse. But when you build the foundation of your life upon me, even the fiercest winds will not be able to pull you away from the light. For I am not the one who stays beside you, only in easy days. I am the one who remains when every other sound around you has fallen silent. There are lessons I cannot write upon your heart through peaceful days alone. There is growth that only appears after your heart has gone through collisions and pain. A cold glance, a misunderstanding, a long silence. These things may hurt you, yet they are also the instruments I use to soften the hardened places within you. My child, sometimes you ask me to transform your life without realizing that transformation often begins by shaking the very things you once believed would last forever. A seed must be buried in dark soil before it can begin to grow. And your soul is no different. There are seasons when I allow you to walk through emptiness so that your faith may grow deeper roots within me. Remember the story of Joseph. He once trusted his brothers, yet it was those closest to him who sold him away in silence and betrayal. Perhaps during those lonely nights in a foreign land, Joseph also wondered why such things had happened to him. But do you see, my child, what seemed like loss eventually became the pathway leading him to the place I had prepared for him all along. Without the pit that day, there would have been no throne in the future. Without the painful separation, there would not have been a Joseph mature enough to save many people from famine. The same is true for you. Some doors closing today are quietly protecting you from places that do not belong to your destiny. So when you stand within the emptiness someone has left behind, do not rush to call it lack. That empty space may be the very place where I desire to fill you with my presence. For when every other voice begins to fade away, you can finally hear my voice, gently calling your name more clearly than before. Be still, and know that I am God. As written in Psalm 46:10, there are things that can only be heard when the soul stops chasing the noise of the world. And many times, it is separation itself that leads you back to the place of true peace. I do not want you to spend your life trapped in regret over those who have walked away. Do not turn memories into chains that keep you bound to the past. I am leading you forward. What I have prepared for you does not lie behind you, but on the road ahead. Perhaps today you do not yet understand the reason for everything. But one day, you will look back and realize that even the moments when your heart was broken were part of a greater healing taking place within you. Not a single tear has fallen from your eyes without me seeing it. Not a single pain have I left you to carry alone. So, my beloved child, stop blaming yourself for what has already passed. Lift up your head and continue forward with gentleness, still living inside your heart. Do not let one separation make you lose faith in love. And do not let another person's silence cause you to doubt your worth. You are still loved. You are still chosen. And even now, within the emptiness you once mistook for loneliness, I am nearer to you than ever before. My beloved child, I know there are days when your heart feels empty as you look around and no longer see the people who once stood beside you. There were connections that once made you believe you would never be alone. And yet, time quietly carried them away like the wind at the end of a season. But do not be quick to think that I have forgotten you in those silent spaces. It is precisely when familiar voices begin to fade that I start drawing your soul closer to the deepest place of peace. For many times, you have grown so accustomed to finding support in people that you fail to recognize that I am still standing there, quietly waiting for you to return to me with all your heart. There are gifts I give you that exist only for a brief season, not because they are not precious, but because their purpose is not to remain forever. Some people come to help you understand what it means to be loved. Some appear to illuminate the parts of your soul you once forgot. But when what needed to be learned has been completed, I allow them to continue on their own path. My child, do not call that loss. See it as part of the sacred growth I am quietly working within you. The just shall live by faith. As written in Hebrews 10:38, that faith does not grow in the days when everything is full and complete, but is often formed in the emptiest spaces that seem the coldest. I am teaching you to stand firm, not because there will always be someone beside you to hold you up, but because your roots are growing deeper into me. A tree does not mature through days of calm skies and gentle winds, but by learning to hold fast to the earth when storms arise. In the same way, your soul is being strengthened through these very seasons of loneliness. Perhaps today you cannot yet see it, but there will come a time when you realize that the period that seemed empty was the very place where I built within you a steadfast inner life that the world cannot take away. Do not think that I only hear prayers filled with tears and intense emotion. I also see the moments when you remain silent and yet do not walk away from your faith. When you kneel, even though you see no sign of change. When you still choose kindness though it is not returned. When you continue to hope, even though before you there seems to be only a closed door. My beloved child, that is the kind of light that moves heaven. Blessed are they that have not seen, and yet have believed. As I said in John 20:29, there are seasons when I do not answer immediately, because I am drawing your faith beyond passing emotions, so that it may become a true foundation of stone. Remember the prophet Elijah in the cave. After days of exhaustion and loneliness, he longed to see me in the strong wind, in the earthquake, or in the great fire. But I was not in those loud and mighty things. I came through a gentle, quiet whisper. Do you see? Sometimes you keep searching for me in great things, in clear signs, or in the presence of other people. Yet I choose to meet you in the deepest silence of your soul. It is in the nights when only the yellow lamp and the sound of your sigh remain that I am sitting very near, gently healing the things you have never spoken aloud. I know there are times when you open your phone and then fall silent because no message appears. There are evenings when the room is so quiet that you can hear the sound of your own loneliness. But, my child, do not let that silence deceive you into believing that you are unloved. I have never taken my eyes off you for even a single moment. When the world temporarily withdraws its familiar noise, I am creating space for your heart to hear my voice more clearly. For if your heart is always filled with the presence of people, it will be difficult for you to recognize that I am trying to touch the deepest part of your soul. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. As written in Revelation 3:20, I do not force open the door of your heart with overwhelming power. I patiently wait for you to open it willingly, with trust and surrender. And many times, it is through separation itself that you hear the knocking you needed to awaken your soul. Not to leave you in pain forever, but to lead you into a deeper and more mature place within me. I am teaching you to live by grace rather than depending upon the presence of any human being. So do not fear the days when you are alone. Do not rush to fill every empty space with noise, with constant distractions, or with temporary connections made only to escape the feeling of loneliness. There are sacred things that can only be born in silence. It is within that stillness that you will begin to understand that I am the only one who never changes. People may come and go. Human promises may fade with time, but my love for you has never wavered. And one day, when you look back, you will no longer call this season a time of abandonment. You will call it the season when I drew you closest to me. For in the very nights when you believed you were most lost, I was quietly teaching you how to walk by faith instead of feelings. I was opening your eyes to see that true peace is not found in how many people stand beside you, but in whether your soul remains near to me. And once you understand that, you will no longer fear loneliness, because you will know that even when everyone else leaves, I remain. My beloved child, I have never left you, not even for a single moment. Even when everything around you becomes so quiet that you feel as though you are walking alone, I am still there, gently watching over every breath you take. And surely I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. As written in the Gospel of Matthew, there are times when I allow the sky to become silent, not because I am distant, but because I am drawing you away from the distractions that keep your soul restless. If your heart is constantly surrounded by emotional noise, by the presence of people, and by the fear of losing what you cherish, it will be difficult for you to hear my voice whispering in the deepest places of your spirit. I know you have sometimes believed that silence meant abandonment. You looked at prayers that seemed unanswered, doors that remained closed, conversations that suddenly ended, and you wondered whether I was still listening. But my child, many times that very silence is where I am preparing something greater than you can imagine. A potter cannot shape a beautiful vessel if the clay never stops moving in chaos. In the same way, before I form something new within you, I must quiet the turmoil inside your heart. For only when your soul becomes still will you begin to realize that I am not merely the one who gives peace, I am the source of peace itself. There are seasons when I remove certain familiar things from your life, not to punish you, but to teach you how to cling to what is eternal. You often place your sense of security upon things that can change, a message, an embrace, a promise from another person. But when those things disappear, it feels as though the ground beneath your feet begins to shake as well. And in that very moment, I want you to understand that the true foundation of your life is not built upon people, but upon me, the one who never changes, Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, and today, and forever. As written in Hebrews 13:8, I do not want your faith to survive only during pleasant days. I want it to grow deep enough to remain standing, even through long nights when no answer seems to come. My beloved child, there will be moments when you look back at certain people who once passed through your life and wonder why they appeared only to leave so quickly. But trust me, no encounter is ever accidental. Some are sent to soothe your heart during a stormy season. Some come to reveal wounds you have hidden for so long. Some bring you happiness for a brief period. And then through their leaving, I open your eyes to show you that your soul needs something deeper than temporary emotions. You may think they merely crossed your path by chance, but in truth, I had already appointed both the moment of their arrival and the time of their departure, not to destroy you, but to awaken the hidden places within you that would never have been revealed otherwise. Remember the story of the two disciples on the road to Emmaus. After loss and confusion, they walked with heavy hearts, unable to recognize that I was already beside them. I listened to their disappointment, walked alongside them in silence, and slowly opened their eyes so they could understand that even what they believed was an ending was part of a far greater plan of redemption. Do you see? My child, there are moments when I am closest to you precisely when you believe you are most lost. I do not always reveal myself through dazzling miracles. Many times, I come through a slow and gentle peace, through a silence that allows your soul to begin seeing the truth more clearly. As your heart learns to rest within my presence, you will stop searching for your worth in the eyes of others. You will no longer fall into despair simply because someone has walked away, for you will understand that no one was created to become the savior of your soul except me. The people I send are only small bridges leading you closer to eternal light, and sometimes those who confuse you the most are the very instruments I use to help you mature more quickly. A betrayal may teach you forgiveness. A distance may teach you surrender. A season of loneliness may teach you how to speak with me in a depth you had never known before. Behold, I will make rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. As written in Isaiah 41:18, even the driest places within your heart can become filled with life through me. But first, you must stop fearing silence. Do not fill every empty space with the noise of the world simply because you are afraid to face yourself. For often, the very place where I most desire to heal you is the place you continually avoid. And through the people I bring into your life and later allow to leave, I am gently opening the door that leads you into that deeper place within your soul. So today, stop resenting the unfinished things of the past. Do not call every separation a failure. Some connections fulfill their purpose within only a brief season. What matters is not how long they remained, but how your soul was transformed through the encounter. I am teaching you a more mature kind of love, a love that does not cling, does not fall into despair, and does not lose itself when others walk away. And when you learn this, you will begin to see that even silence carries my tender presence within it. My beloved child, do not think that the people who pass through your life are merely random coincidences. I never allow one soul to touch another without carrying some deeper meaning within it. Some enter your life like a gentle rain that softens the dry ground inside your heart. Others are like a strong wind that shakes the things you once believed you had fully under control. And there are those who, through their silence or departure alone, cause you to confront the deepest corners within yourself. But my child, none of these things are meant to destroy you. I am using every encounter to open your eyes so that you may see your own soul more clearly. When someone makes you feel loved, you begin to understand the value of gentleness. But when someone hurts you, the hidden things within you also begin to surface. The fear of being abandoned, the desire to hold on too tightly, insecurity, or even anger you never realized was there before. You often focus only on the actions of others, while forgetting to ask yourself, what inside my own heart is being touched? And it is precisely there that I begin my work of healing. For many times, I do not only want to change the circumstances around you, I want to transform your heart. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. As written in Proverbs 3:5, I want you to stop seeing everything only through temporary emotions, and learn instead to see through the eyes of faith and spiritual maturity. There are nights when you blame me for allowing someone to enter your life only to leave too quickly. You wonder why I allowed your heart to feel deeply, if in the end you would still have to endure emptiness and longing. But what you do not yet see is this: within that very encounter, a part of your soul awakened. Perhaps before then, you had been living closed off, cautious, and no longer believing you were capable of truly loving again. Yet someone's presence softened your heart, taught you how to wait, how to hope, and how to care for another person beyond yourself. Even the pain you feel today is proof that your heart is still alive, still capable of feeling, and has not turned to stone in this cold world. I have never wasted a single encounter in your life. Every person I allow to appear carries a lesson your soul needs in that season. Some teach you what unconditional love looks like. Some help you understand that kindness does not mean allowing yourself to be wounded forever. Some teach you how to establish healthy boundaries. And some, through their very departure, teach you that you cannot keep everything in your hands forever. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. As written in Ecclesiastes 3:9, I appoint the time for every meeting and also the time for every farewell, not to drive you into despair, but so that your soul may mature through every different season of life. Remember the story of Peter. He once believed he was stronger and more faithful than all the others. Yet, only hours later, he denied me 3 times out of fear. I did not reject him because of that weakness. Instead, I used that very failure to reveal his true self to him so that he would no longer live in pride, but would learn to walk in grace and humility. Do you see? My child, sometimes I allow certain people or situations to appear not to immediately lift you higher, but to shine light upon the places within you that are still unhealed. And only once you see them clearly can you finally place them into my hands. My beloved child, do not fear the people who confuse you or cause you to think deeply. Not everyone who comes into your life is sent to remain forever. Some people are like mirrors. When you look at them, you begin to see things within yourself that you never recognized before. Some mirrors reflect the beauty within you, your gentleness, your compassion, your willingness to sacrifice, but other mirrors reveal your insecurities, your desire for control, or the old wounds that have not yet healed. And whether pleasant or painful, all of it is helping you move closer to the person I created you to become. As iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. As written in Proverbs 27:17, I use people to refine other people, not through perfection, but through friction, through forgiveness, and through learning how to love, even when love is not returned in the way you hoped. Do not see these things as failures. They are part of the process through which